Looking for love guidance or tips on how to date someone? Maybe you're single and playing the dating game, or in a long-term relationship. There's something to be learned about how to recognize love. Tune in to True Love Knots by Maria Romano as she deep dives into everything about love, dating advice, wedding tips, entrepreneurship, and so much more. No matter your relationship status, Maria Romano has something to teach you about love, romance, staying together, breaking up, and everything in between.
Hi, everybody. Maria Romano here, True Love Knots. Let me tell you, I am way overdue with this episode. I so apologize. It's been like a crazy week for me. It's the wedding season. And you know what? There's a lot of people out there that want to get married. But I want to talk to you about, if you have not watched The Golden Bachelor, episode 2. Now, I didn't have a chance to watch the whole thing on Thursday, so I had to go back over the weekend when I got done with my weddings. I, of course, went back and watched it, and then I watched it again. And I have only one word that describes this episode: empathy. Empathy. You're probably thinking, what? Empathy? I didn't get anything out of that. Yeah, empathy. First of all, I was so impressed with how the girls are still there for each other. These women, they were girls. We're still girls, right? They're still there for each other. I mean, I love the way April was comforting Joan when Joan was going through her episode. I mean, she was reliving her marriage, and that was a big deal for her. And there are times, and anybody that's a widower, and even if you're divorced, that when you go back into certain moments in your life that are highlighted in your mind, it touches your heart and it brings back a flood of those emotions. And even though that was a happy day when she got married, she put on a wedding dress again, and it brought back those memories and those emotions. And, that's one thing I have to say with empathy. That's what I saw with April. And even though, yes, I know April is a therapist, but I have to tell you, she really has surprised me. I did not expect to see this side of her. I thought she was just so comforting. And also, as far as, Gary, I mean, the tears just keep coming and coming and coming. Although I was also surprised with how he reacted with Teresa. So I'm going to call that maybe Teresa is going to be his girl. I'm going to call it now. And I don't know, but I do think Teresa could be the gal that he at least picks at the end. Now, it doesn't mean they're going to get married, because we all know at this point in life, it takes a little bit of time. And I always tell clients, and I always tell people when I speak to them, that at this point in life, okay, when you're looking for that final, I call it, you hope that last soulmate, right? That last best friend, that last partner, that you take the time, because you don't want to fast track it. And I think that's what's important. But, getting back to the actual episode, I was a little taken back at Leslie, but I did feel for her, because you have to have empathy, that she was a little upset that she didn't get the outfit she wanted. Okay, what can I say? But Natasha got it. And Natasha, boy, even though she wasn't picked at the end, wow, just love her energy, love the way about her. She just was rocking it for the camera. And I thought that was kind of neat as well. So I think, if I had to sum it all up, when I think about the episode, I think the episode, again, empathy is the biggest thing that I had seen throughout the episode, with the way everybody was comforting each other. And also, I love Susan. Oh my gosh, Susan must be very Italian, because she was talking about how she likes to cook, and she was cooking for everybody because it was his birthday, I think. Yeah, that morning, and she was up early, and she was making chicken piccata and sausage. Girl, she's got a lot of energy. I think that's great. She kind of reminds me of somebody that needs to be on the Real Housewives, right? Or the Real Widows, right? Of New Jersey. But even though she's not from New Jersey, she's from Pennsylvania. She just reminds me of that type of girl. I don't know if you got that as well. And let me see if there's any other highlights. I want to just check my notes here, just to double check what I thought was interesting. And we had, and Faith. I hope Faith still stays in the running. I think she has a lot going for her. I do. And she just seems like just a lovely woman. But I don't think Faith is a widow. And I think that's what Gary is relating to, is looking more for somebody that has had similar experiences to what he's had. And that's what happens. We have a tendency, and I see this a lot, and I've done this myself because I'm a widow, is we gravitate towards those that are like us, okay, because we're comfortable with that. And they can obviously, when you have had somebody that has similar experiences, because everybody experiences being a widow or widower differently. But when you have similar, you feel like you've got something you can relate to. However, that doesn't always make that person is going to be the best partner for you. Sometimes you have to step out of your comfort zone and try something new. Now, I don't know if Gary's going to do that. We don't know. I doubt it. I highly doubt it. But you know what? I just hope that when this is all over, said and done, that he's okay with everything, because this has been different from this wonderful guy from Iowa, and he's been plucked out of where he lives. He's had a beautiful, beautiful life, and he's thrust in the limelight, and he seems to handle himself well. But at the end of the day, you know, when everything shakes down and you're sitting there reminiscing, you know, you want to make sure that you have your mind in the right place. And like I said, especially these women, I know there were several, of course, that did not get to stay on the show. We're into episode 2. We're going into episode 3. And like I said, these women, that's okay, because Gary's only going to pick one person, but all these other women will have had the opportunity, the way we've had, of watching them and learning how they too have put themselves out there, because it's not easy to tell somebody, hey, you know, I think I'm falling in love with you. And then they don't feel the same way. But you know what? That's okay, because we all know that sometimes that no points us in another direction. And there is something better for you out there. So even as these women are exiting off the show, this has given them an opportunity where they've got this beautiful wide net out there. People know who they are. They're going to have men flocking at their doorsteps, and the right man for them. So I'm anxious to see what happens next week. I know it might be somebody going home, and I think it's going to be very interesting. And again, I love the camaraderie. I love the fact that everyone is not just sympathetic, empathetic. And I promise I'll try to come to you a little sooner, although it's busy wedding time, but I love talking about love. And remember to follow me at True Love Knots. Also, if you're looking to get married, follow me as well. So in the meantime, my friends, continue to stay healthy, happy, and safe. And as I always say, spread love. Have a fabulous day.